Victor Zammit is a retired Supreme Court lawyer with a degree in scientific statistics who offers a $1 million cash prize to anyone who can refute a large body of positive evidence for the afterlife. He presents and has free, downloadable ebook titled A Lawyer Presents the Case for the Afterlife. $1 million is offered by Zammit to James Randi here, and Randi is always asking for donations, so it seems he is forever desperate for money, namely, we note, skeptics' money, that is, your money, dear skeptics. And Supreme Court lawyer Zammit has asked James Randi, over the last 10 years, to refute this afterlife evidence, yet Randi has only ever responded with a mumbo-jumbo dismissive nonsense put down, parroted daily by thoughtless James Randi devotees, all over the net. Here's the story. On Proving the Negative, Sheer Skeptic Idiocy. By Victor Zammit. Pictured. That flamboyant close-minded skeptic from Florida, James Randi, 4 years, mistakenly stated that no one can prove Victor Zammit's afterlife evidence because no one can prove the negative. That is irrelevant in professional debate. Why? Because this close-minded skeptic shows he is clearly ignorant of the professional debating rules, saying that he cannot prove that the afterlife does not exist. That statement is immediately made invalid when I presented some 23 areas of afterlife evidence for the existence of the afterlife. This uninformed, close-minded skeptic was not asked to prove that there is no afterlife, but to properly rebut the expressly stated 20 areas of afterlife evidence I presented. It is either sheer skeptical idiocy, or this guy knowingly and deliberately wants to mislead and fool the readership and journalists. Jr. is well known for the Machiavellian principle he uses: the end justifies the means. Play, cheat, be dishonest as long as you can fool the public. But not every journalist and member of the public are stupid, and unexpectedly, I'm getting huge amount of sympathy votes by those who were not committed either way. They can see the dirty tricks of the Florida close-minded skeptic. This closed-minded skeptic does not have to prove anything. All he has to do is to rebut my evidence, where, when, how, and why the evidence I presented is not right. Further, there is not only my evidence I presented. There are at least 1,000 investigators around the world who produce their own afterlife evidence. Also, there have been some of the most intelligent scientists and professionals who walked on this planet Earth early last century: Sir Oliver Lodge, Sir William Barrett, Sir William Crookes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, et al. See Chapter 2 in my book A Lawyer Presents the Case for the Afterlife, who, after they empirically investigated the afterlife, they conceded the afterlife evidence is absolutely irrefutable. So that the statement that no one can prove the afterlife does not exist, no one can prove the negative, is absolutely irrelevant, immaterial, inadmissible and invalid, though it is the swan song of so many online pseudo-skeptics, James Randi devotees. Only some uninformed skeptics in Europe, in Italy, a few in Austria, and a couple in Denmark have not woken up to professional debate to drop the absolute idiocy. You can't prove the negative. This skeptical guy Jr. will be remembered for uttering the most idiotic statement ever about the afterlife evidence. Victor Zammit. Here, Zammit, pictured, further explains his disbelief at the gullibility of the thousands of pseudo-skeptics sending cash donations to Randi in Florida. Verbal sleight of hand. I just cannot believe the recent verbal sleight of hand of that close-minded guy Jr. from Florida. He's trying to get the skeptics to financially support his lifestyle, living off the earnings. Among other things, he says he wants people to donate money to expose paranormal frauds promoted in the media, but that of course could pointedly apply to himself. Why? Read more below. Supreme Court lawyer and science graduate Zammit explains, because in 10 years, this self-styled verbal sleight of hand expert, Jr. Number 1. has not rebutted the evidence for the afterlife. Number 2. has not beaten my own $1 million challenge to him. Number 3. in fact, the clock on my website says 3,925 days. Over 10 years of pussyfooting around, failing to take on my challenge. If the evidence is not rebutted, it remains forever valid. Number 4. Jr. has not been challenged by gifted mediums, because genuine mediums and psychics all claim his own challenge is a fraud. Verbal sleight of hand material. Number 5. In addition, other international gifted mediums agree that the JFEF challenge is the biggest hoax in paranormal history. Number 6. Contrary to his claims that no one has beaten his challenge, this JR has never published a genuine list of recognized mediums who attempted to take on the challenge. I advised Sylvia Brown not to take on JR's fraudulent challenge many years ago. When he has a legitimate, acceptable challenge with the right conditions I can approve of, there will be those who will take him on. Number 7. The skeptical dummies swallowed hook, line, and sinker his pernicious propaganda of his silly, critical thinking, a real joke. Number 8. Because of JR's failure to rebut the evidence for the paranormal over the years, there are more people today accepting the paranormal than ever before. It used to be 55%, now it's 80%. 9. Surveys show that 20 years ago there were some 15% who were closed-minded materialists. Today, thanks to the JREF, who is convincing more people to become opposite to his beliefs, only 5% are closed-minded materialists, changing many to believers. 10. So, instead of wasting your money sending it to the closed-minded skeptic in Florida, donate any spare money to a children's foundation. Make a child happy this new year. Victor Zammit pictured here.